Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Dipti Pandey. I am going to deliver a speech on forms of poetry. Generally a question arises, what is literature? Literature is the mirror of society. It is very vast. Whatever we see in the society, we hear in the society, that is written on the pages is called a literature. There are many literature as well as English literature, Hindi literature, Sanskrit literature, British literature, American literature, Canadian literature, so on. There are many forms of literature as well as poetry, prose, novel, drama and story. First of all, I would like to teach you forms of poetry. There are 7 forms of poetry: sonnet, lyric, epic, elegy, ballad, ode, and dramatic monologue. First of all, I would like to teach you sonnet. What is a sonnet and from where it comes? Introduction, origin, and definition. Italy and France are considered to be the two possible places of its origin. However, it was first found in the 13th century in Italy, where Dante and Petrarch were its two great practitioners. These poets used a form to express their passionate love for their beloved. Generally, a question may arise that from where sonnet comes. It is considered that there are two countries, Italy and France, which are known for the origin of sonnet. It was Italy and France. That was the Italy and France are considered for the birthplace of sonnet, and it was first found in the 13th century in Italy, and in the 16th century it came into England. And in Italy, where Dante and Petrarch, these two practitioners and poets, were known for the origin of sonnet. These were known for the two great sonneteers. And these poets use this form to express their passionate and personal feeling for their beloved. But it is Petrarch who is recognized as the master of this literary form. Now, what is meant by sonnet? The term sonnet comes from the Italian word sonetto. Look here friends, the sonnet, it comes from the Italian word, not British word, not English word. It comes from the Italian word sonetto, which means a little sound or a little song. The sonnet has been defined as a lyric poem consisting of a single stanza of 14 iambic pentameter lines linked by an intricate rhyme scheme. It means that a sonnet has many characteristics. A sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. It is a short poem. It has iambic pentameter and it expresses a single thought or feeling. These are the characteristics of a sonnet. Now I start with the pattern of sonnet. There are two major patterns of sonnet: the Italian or Petrarchan sonnet, and the second is the English sonnet. First of all, I would like to express the Italian sonnet. The Italian sonnet is also known as the Petrarchan sonnet. The Italian sonnet or Petrarchan sonnet, it was the Italian poet Petrarch who got the credit of establishing the sonnet as a literary form. Hence, the Italian sonnet is often called the Petrarchan sonnet. Look friends, the Italian poet Petrarch, he was the first person who got the credit of establishing the sonnet as a literary form. And after that, the Italian sonnet is also known as a Petrarchan sonnet. The Italian sonnet has two parts, octave and sestet. Octave is a stanza of 8 lines, sestet is a stanza of 6 lines. The rhyme scheme of the octave is A B B A. ABBA. The rhyme scheme of the sestet is not fixed. Its rhyme scheme may be arranged as CDE, CDE, or CDC, CD, or DCD, or CDE, DCE. The octave may be divided into two stanzas of four lines called quatrains. The sestet may be divided into two stanzas of three lines called tercet. The octave is separated from the sestet by a pause. The Italian sonnet was revived in England in the 17th century by John Milton. Therefore, it is also called a Miltonic sonnet. The Petrarchan form was later used by Wordsworth, D.G. Rossetti, and other sonnetiers. Hello students, look here. I would like to teach that how we find the rhyme scheme of a Petrarchan sonnet. This is a sonnet on his blinder composed by John Milton. John Milton is a Petrarchan sonnet. He was known as the Italian sonnetier and he has written on his blindness, and I'd like to show the rhyme scheme. Look here. The last word of the first line is spent, last word of the second line is white, and the last word of the third line is height, and the last word of the fourth line is paint. Now we find that what is the rhyme scheme, how it is rhyming. Now I show it by the writing of these words. Look here. Spent, white, height, bent. When we make a rhyme, the last and the fourth lines word rhyming words are the same as spent and bent. So it is a, and the last word of second line and the last word of the third line, the rhyming scheme is the same as wide and height. So it is BB and it becomes ABBA. In the same way, the last word of the fifth line is present and the last word of the eighth line is the prevent. The rhyming words are the same as present and prevent. So it becomes A, and the last word of the sixth line is child and last word of the seventh line is denied. The rhyming words are child and denied. So its rhyme scheme is BB and it becomes ABBA. It is octave. The first part of this Petrarchan sonnet is octave, which has two quatrains and it has 8 lines. After that, we come to the sestet. Sestet has 6 lines. It is divided into two parts. One part is of the 3 line and second part is of 3 line. It becomes a tercet. So there is two tercet. The rhyming words are need, best, best. When we make a rhyming, need is C, rhyming words C, and its rhyming scheme is CDT. In the same way, the last line of the rhyming words are speed, rest, wait. So rhyme scheme is CDD. It is not fixed. Now friends, we come on the second pattern, the English sonnet. The English sonnet was introduced into England in the early 16th century by Sir Thomas Yat and the Earl of Surrey, two politicians of England. They visited Italy on some diplomatic mission. After returning from Italy, they started writing sonnets. Whereas Yat strictly followed the Petrarchan pattern, Surrey's sonnets were in the English form. Surrey divided his sonnet into four units, three quatrains of four lines, and the ending couplet. He introduced a different rhyme scheme: A B A B, C D C D, E F E F, G G. It means that the English sonnet, it was started in 16th century by Sir Thomas Yat and Earl of Surrey, and these were the politicians and they visited Italy on some diplomatic mission, And after returning from Italy, they started writing sonnets. Yard followed Petrarchan sonnet, and Surrey introduced a new kinds of the sonnet that is known as the English sonnet. His pattern is totally differed from the Petrarchan sonnet. And the English sonnet has three quatrains and one couplet. One quatrain has 4 lines. When we count it, it becomes the 12 line, because it has three quatrain means 12 line. And the last 2 lines is called a couplet. Couplet has 2 lines, so it is couplet. This pattern was later followed by Shakespeare. The English sonnet is also called Shakespearean sonnet. Shakespeare was a great poet and a dramatist during 16th century, and when he followed this pattern, he becomes very popular sonneteers and the dramatist. So English sonnet is also known as the Shakespearean sonnet after the name of Shakespeare. It, now the students, I would like to teach you how we find the rhyming scheme of English sonnet. So I will start with my poem. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? It is composed by William Shakespeare. So I start the with the poem, as well as we see the last word of the first line. The word is day, and the last word of the second line is temperate. The last word of the third line is May, and the last word of the fourth line is date. Now we show it by writing the words into the on the copy. Look here. The last word of the first line is day, second is temperate, May and date. When we read it, the rhyming words are day, temperate, May, date. We find that the rhyming words are day and May. Are the rhyming words are day and May? These are the same. So it is A and A, and temperate and date. These words are the same, so it becomes B and B. So the rhyming scheme is AB, AB. In the same way, the last word of the fifth line is shine, and the last word of the sixth line is dimmed. Last word of the seventh line is declines, and the last word of the eighth line is untrimmed. The rhyming words are shine and declines, so its rhyming scheme is CNC, and the dimmed and untrimmed, these rhyming words are the same, so its rhyme scheme is D and D. It becomes CD, CD. And now come on the third quadrant, as we find that the last word of the ninth line is fade, and the last word of the 10th line is ovest, last word of the 11th line is shade, and the last word of the 12th line is grovest. The rhyming words are fade and shade, so it becomes rhyming scheme is EE, and ovest and grovest are the same, so the rhyming scheme is F and F, and it becomes EFEF. These are the quatrains. There are 3 quatrains having 4 lines, and the last 2 lines is called a couplet. The last word of the 13th line is C, and the last word of the 14th line is the D. Both words are the same, so its rhyme scheme is ZZ. It becomes a couplet. Shakespeare's contemporary Edmund Spenser devised another variant form of the sonnet known as the Spenserian sonnet. The rhyme scheme employed by Spenser in his sonnet is AB, AB, BC, BC, CD, CD, EE. Look here, friends. After Shakespeare, there is another type of the uh, sonnets form, so, that is called the Spenserian sonnet. Edmund Spenser, he was the contemporary poet of Shakespeare, and he has followed a different type of the rhyme scheme by writing a sonnet, and his rhyme scheme is differ from the Shakespearean rhyme scheme, as well as it is AB AB, BC BC, CD CD, EE. And after completing these two major patterns, I would like to tell you some other English sonnetiers also. Now come here. In the 17th century, John Donne wrote Holy Sonnet. In the Romantic age, William Wordsworth wrote 500 sonnets, while Keats contributed some 60 sonnets. In the Victorian age, Matthew Arnold, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, A.C. Swinburne, D.G. Rossetti became great sonneteers. G.M. Hopkins invented a new kind of sonnet called a curtil sonnet, which consists of only 10 and a half lines. We find that there are Italian sonnets, Shakespearean sonnets, Spenserian sonnet, and then new kinds of the sonnet also, that is called a curtil sonnet. This is composed by Hopkins, G.M. Hopkins, and it is a new kind of the sonnet, and it has 10 and a half lines. In the 20th century, the sonnet has fallen upon evil days. However, the modern poets such as W.B. Yeats, Wilfred Owen, Rupert Brooke, Auden, and Alan Thomas have composed some memorable sonnets. Okay, friends, thank you. And if you like this my channel, I so you shall like it, share it, subscribe it, and I will come with a new video with another forms of poetry, that is lyric. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.